Thank you so much for that message of hope. We choose our future by what we do today. We cannot determine every outcome, but we can choose the direction that we are going. But even the direction may change. Lessons learned will cause us to turn and choose new futures. What can be meant to choose a future? Pliny the Elder wrote many centuries ago, "The only certainty is that nothing is certain." Change is happening. I have chosen to leave. You will choose a new minister. We have children who are growing to adulthood. Who knows what will happen as we graduate from one stage to another? But we know we are moving. We choose our future whenever we choose our course. To paddle downstream or against the flow, or to head to the safety of the riverbank. Each choice is right in its own time. Sometimes we have to hold on, other times we let go. But the choice is always in our hands. And we do not always know the consequences of our choices. When my family came here 10 years ago, who knew how long we would stay? The average UU ministry is about 7 years. My first was 4. I might have left here in 2004, 2007, or maybe 2014. But the time is now. Many factors led to this, some that I could control and others I could not. But each of us, at each moment, chooses what to do next. We choose our future. We choose to do nothing. We choose to do something different, or we choose to do the same thing over and over. When we graduate from school, we choose to go to school, we choose to go to work, or we choose to wait and try to figure out what we want to do. And once we arrive anywhere, once we find the future that we have chosen, the one we chose to work for, if we choose our future and actually get there, it disappears. All that we have chosen melts into the now. When the future becomes present, it is no more. And we are forced to look and make new choices. We choose our future over and over again. Not all of our choices work out. Author J.K. Rowling told Harvard grads in 2008 that 7 years after she had graduated from college with a degree in literature, she hadn't published anything. And on top of that, her marriage had failed. She felt like she was the biggest failure in the world. But then in the midst of that failure, she said, "The worst has happened, and I'm still here. All I have is my imagination and little else." So she put her imagination to work. Failure focused her and helped her become the writer of this generation. She said, "It's impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." And so those Harry Potter stories are the myth of a generation, much like Star Wars was perhaps for my generation and other myths in generations long gone. There is something that is possible, always possible, because we choose our future by what we are willing to try. If we succeed, we need to keep trying, or else we get stale. Or we need to try something new whenever we fail. It is the trying that makes the difference. We choose our future when we decide to keep on going. This congregation has a lot going for it. Its people have the power to transform the world. Why, just this weekend, I have seen this space transform from a yard sale to a concert venue to a worship service. At the same time, the RE wing became a prom for an alternative gay and lesbian youth who were the last people to use our playground, which was taken away for remodeling and changing by our grounds crew. There was so much activity here this weekend. And we still have a meeting after this meeting. There is energy here. There is strength. Know that. Never forget it. You hold the future in your hands. You can transform the world. Let us be unattached to the distant goals. The Polaris may guide our steps, but we never reach that star. But let us take our next step and the next step after that, learning from our successes and failures. Failures teach us what we need to do. Success opens new vistas. If we scale the next mountain ridge, who knows what we'll find? A plateau, a valley, an ocean, a desert, or another mountain may wait. So take the next step. That is how we choose our future. Do something positive today. That is how we choose our future. Persevere. Keep on going. That is how we choose our future. Choose to try and try again. That is how we choose our future. May we bless and be blessed.